Hey, Erzgat here, and it's time to talk about Sentence to be a Hero. We finally have episode 2 after that insane premiere that we have here. Well, this episode isn't as bombastic as that one full-on action that we had there. I'm actually really liking this episode in some things even more than episode 1 because we get to meet the other cast of characters, new one being introduced. We get to see quite a bit more about the world, and it seems the mystery is deepening more and more. And I do want to talk a bit about the world more in this video, not just what happened with the plot here, but it's getting a lot more interesting here. And probably my favorite dynamic has to be Xylo and Theorita. They're great together, and how much of a contradiction Xylo is with what he says, what he does, his mannerisms, everything. And Theorita needs to be protected. If somebody does anything to her, I swear. But yeah, this episode is a lot more downtime and build up for things to come, which I'm really liking that. And I saw everybody talking about it being worried all over social media, like, the animation is gonna be shit, the production is already doomed, like, just relax a bit, like, goddamn, just chill. Don't think it's gonna be a One Punch Man Season 3 situation here. I'm also not expecting every episode to blow my brain, Sakuga frames per second and impact frames and action and everything like that. Let's just slow down a bit, see where the story is also, not just focus only on the animation and production, see how the series itself actually is. Now, if it's gonna go to shit, we're gonna be talking about that, but so far I'm liking episode 2. So with all of that yap out of the way, let's get into this episode and talk about it. Now, picks up a bit with the aftermath of the first episode. We see Xylo having a nightmare about how he was set up, his promise of revenge for Senerva, which is the main plot of the series so far. I'm liking that. We have a lot of questions about that. Why was he put into that position and so on. I like a revenge story. And we get to see their next mission. And like I said, Theorita is awesome. Just how cute she is, always wanting to do something to help there to get the praise throughout the episode. She was great, even waking him up, not letting him sleep, but they get interrupted there by Venetim saying there's a new mission here. But before we get to that new mission, I really liked him asking Theorita, why are you still with me? After everything we find out, him killing the goddess, what exactly it means to be a hero in this world. And I like that she believes there has to be a reason. He hasn't told her what happened fully. I don't know if he ever talked with somebody. I don't even know if somebody would even believe him here. But she senses something. She knows there's a reason and still has faith in him. I'm curious how this relationship is gonna evolve the more they spend time together, the more things happen here. But yeah, back to the new mission from Venetim. They've ordered there, and we get to meet new characters, Tatsuya and Majesty, the king here, more heroes like him. But also, what I really liked in this episode, the background shots that we saw here looking great. Also saw a tank there, and that tank got me thinking. And even from a previous episode, like I said, the magic feels like an industry tech also, in a way. This kind of made me think, is this like a post-apocalyptic world of some sorts or something like that? Like, where a cataclysm happened, technology went to shit, and somehow they discovered magic or something that seems like magic here. Is very interesting because technology is there, kind of like the industrial age around there, like 1940s up to like 1960s or something. I'm getting 1920s or around there. I'm not. Somebody correct me in the comments below. That's the vibes I'm getting there, but could be interesting. I'm really curious about the world more and more here. Also finding out that the Demon Lord one, the first one, Serpent, corrupting quite a lot, and apparently half of humanity's habitat has been lost here. And it seems that corruption is still thriving because they want the mine that has been corrupted to be recovered, the tunnels there, because that ore there is used in seals, the seals for the magic high grade ore here. So of course just send them there instead of abandoning the mine. Kind of went to shit, but sure, let's risk it. Why not? Kind of like bureaucrats do, and those in power and greed here. But like I said, we have the new characters being introduced, and Tatsuya seems kind of like a cautionary tale. I'm liking him. He's kind of like a full berserker, but most of the time he's spaced out. Apparently he's the older member of this unit, the longest that he's been there, and I think he got resurrected one too many times. Probably he lost too much of himself. He can definitely fight, but I don't think he can carry a conversation, so I do hope they expand a bit more on Tatsuya. But another very interesting character that he gets a bit more screen time in this episode, Majesty or Norgel. I'm liking him. He believes he's the king. Nobody's correcting him, especially the ones in the group. Even Kivia, when she shows up a bit later in the episode. Hey, is that guy, Xylo? Yeah, he's always been like that. Now, I don't know what exactly happened. Apparently he's a former terrorist. He did something against the government there, like a rebellion. Hopefully you get the full context of that, even more after the end of the episode, which we're gonna get to that. And he still believes he's the king, but he's also very good with the seals, the magic in this world. He's kind of like a tinkerer, the one that he's their tech guy or magic tech guy in the group here. I'm liking this. Getting more characters here, and I like how they said, oh, Dota is at the repair shop, and confessed quotation marks for stealing the goddess there. Yeah, I think that repair shop, he probably got killed, torture or something being done to him to make him confess here, and they know. And Kivia was like, yeah, Dota said he stole the goddess, why didn't you tell me? Would you have believed me? I'm curious where the relationship also between Kivia and Xylo is gonna go, because they're both reluctant to talk to each other for obvious reasons here, but slowly you see that wall being broken down a bit more, even from the first episode and in this episode. But their mission takes them to this rundown village, the mining village here. Everything is depressed down here. And I like that kid giving directions to Xylo and then saying her dad never came back, and kind of hit Xylo. He really cares about people quite a lot here, and she directs him where the tunnels are there. And here's where we find out the high-grade iron ore being used in seals for the sacred seals. And him saying he can only use 2 sacred seals with his body. Does that mean if he gets a new body, can he use more seals? Hopefully they expand a bit more on how the seals fully works. And that's why I'm liking this episode, because we're slowly getting a lot more world build up, character build up, power system build up, and interactions quite a lot. And Majesty or the king, Norgel being the one that is the tech guy, and they have to deal with this mining situation. Apparently the number 51 Lotus, the demon lord here, and their mission is to dig a passage for the Holy Knights so they're able to attack. And yeah, of course, sounds easy, but doing it is another conversation. And like how Vanity, oh yeah, I'm just gonna stay behind, guys, don't worry, I'm gonna deal with the things back here, everything that needs to be done, you guys can keep going. And he fucks up. I think he's the biggest coward there, but I do hope, in a fun, good way, I'm not hating characters like this, I do hope they expand a bit more on him there. So yeah, it's time to start digging, and throughout the episode, like Teorita is great, always wanting to help, do anything and everything here. Kivia shows up, and there's something more to this mission. Like Xylo suspects something more is happening, and he assumes they want to do something to Teorita, which is probably true, not just because of this mission, but they definitely don't like that he has the pact with her here, and them trying to dig there and getting to open the tunnels. Of course, it's full of monsters, and we get to see Tatsuya and his berserker form. Like, he can definitely fight. Even Xylo saying he doesn't need support, but he's gonna need the rest after this. Tatsuya is very interesting right now, but also put a lot into perspective what it means to be resurrected. I'm curious how many times he has been resurrected to get him to that state. But then after that short encounter with the monsters, they start working on a base here. Teorita always hyperactive, wanting to help. Xylo cooking, wanting more fire. And I like how Norgel was, hey, you need more fire? Guy proceeds to burn the entire food. No, I'm fine. Yeah, that's more than enough fire. And Teorita is too hyperactive, to say like. She wanted to go to defeat the Demon Lord, but they can't. Even if they could have defeated it power-wise, it's against the rules, the orders, and things like that. They can't go yet, and that's assuming they can defeat it easily here. But they get interrupted by an SOS backup request there. Apparently they were attacked by fairies, and here is where we see what the blight does even to humans. Humans actually being transformed into fairies, and actually hit Theorita quite hard emotional here, and even more after finding out there's no way to bring them back, or at least that's what everybody says. Maybe at some point in the story there's gonna be a way, but right now apparently there's no way to bring them back here, and the heroes go in to help. And I like how Kivia, she was reluctant at first to give the orders for them to be able to attack, but she did it, and that's why I'm really curious about their relationship here. And the guy, after they deal with the monsters, there's that miner guy or the soldier guy, whoever that guy was, saying the sound, something with sound affected them, or something sound related did something to them here. And there's more miners around there and people to save, and yeah, that's not gonna be that easy, considering the bureaucrats and the guys in charge don't want to save them. They only care about the mines and the ore and the tunnels there. Kivia wanted at first to do it, and I like how she actually asked Xylo's opinion on this, considering how she was in episode 1, and he says, yeah, there's gonna be a lot more casualties here. She actually paused a bit, giving thought, maybe helping them, but that fucker shows up saying, nope, he's against it. And I like how Norgel got really mad, like, I'm gonna execute all of you guys if you don't listen to me. We should be saving the people, like acting like an actual king there. And even saying, when Xylo was, oh, are you betraying me also, Xylo? no, but here's was the interesting thing that was said by that guy while mocking Norgel, saying he was the last disciple of Sage Hordu. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name, but that's why Norgel is the new character who's very interesting in this episode, considering his abilities and his connection to this sage right now, and the world being seemingly post-apocalyptic or something like that. Could this guy be some big scientist that kind of long times got their technology, their world made into more stage-like, magic-like, instead of being focused on technology? And forgot to mention that trap he made. Like, that trap was a murder machine for security. I like how they were bickering over the key. Yeah, that's definitely good, good security here. But Xylo gets hit with an emotional punch when Theorita kind of has the same face as that kid in the town, thinking of the people, and quickly changes his mind, saying the heroes will deal with the rescue and the knights can deal with the tunnel and push forward, even if they're risking of being buried alive. She's happy, but she kind of regrets that when she finds out that Xylo is gonna leave her behind, because she can't be with them if they get buried alive there. And yeah, he's frustrated, he's angry, he's reluctant, but he still goes through with the right choice here, even if it's the hard one, and considering the risks and burden he puts on himself. And that's why I'm liking Xylo quite a lot just after 2 episodes. But yeah, definitely a build-up episode. I'm liking it. Hopefully we get more to find out more about the world, the characters, and not just the big mystery of the plot of why he was the betrayed here. And I'm liking the new characters, and the more you pay attention to details with world power systems, the more you slowly start to uncover things. So right now, yes, it's still holding up after 2 episodes, and I don't know why everybody was losing their mind with the production and everything. I haven't read the source material. Maybe the story itself goes to shit, let alone if they're able to maintain this animation that we have had so far. But yeah, I'm curious what you guys thought about the episode. What do you think about the series so far? And if you've read the source material or things like that, please don't go into spoilers. Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot. You guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Sentence to be a Hero. I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Bye bye.